Hello, everyone, and welcome to ZSR Main. Today we have ourselves another match of the Ocarina of Time Randomizer Season 7 Standard Tournament. We have here a Group L race between Jaybone and Fair. I'm starting with me on comms today as new IT guy. How are you doing?
Doing great.
Got
So
ourselves. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, this chart I don't think does these runners justice that we got pulled up here, but this should be a pretty good close race between the two of them.
Yeah, for sure. This is an interesting race here. We have Group L. Jay's the 12th seed, Fair the 53rd seed. This is their first 1v1 between our runners. Both are quite experienced, have over 200 races each. Average time's pretty solid in the last 10 races for both. They have participated in the same race together 12 times, which the 10 times of which Jay finished ahead of Fair in 9 of them, but that doesn't necessarily say anything because Randomizer can do anything to you, particularly because we have some interesting settings today if you want to go over those.
Yep. So we have interior full random entrance randomizer. We have shop sanity turned on, so we'll have 4 random checks in each shop. Random spawns for adult and child, and chest appearance matches content has been turned off. So the chests will appear as they do in the vanilla game.
Yep, you will have to open every chest if you want to know what's in them. So we'll have to see how this goes here. Switching to the race scene, we have ourselves a prelude start, which is interesting with child. Prelude start is child, which is interesting which in a little sad for us in some ways. So the runners will probably have to see it because one of the major points in Indoors Entrance Randomizer is actually finding the Temple of Time. Prelude can be hard to acquire. You cannot have a foolish prelude in full indoors ER because you might need prelude to get to Temple of Time if it is in an adult-only or child-only entrance. Game can be a little silly sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Especially if it's in French vanilla market.
Absolutely, in Market, for instance, or if it's somewhere like the Crater Fairy is another one that can get fun. And yes, Prelude is its vanilla warp because Random Warp Song Destinations is not a setting that got drafted. We also start with the Force Medallion, so whenever they choose to go adult, which could be immediately if they felt like it with their starting Prelude, they can go get a new song.
And we are starting in the treasure chest game in Kakariko Village.
Yep, which is in the Kak Potion Shop entrance. Fishing is here in the bottom house, as that's known.
We have Kak.
Got ourselves our first shop, and I forget
shop.
which end.
That is in the Skull House.
Thank you. Next is going to be Impa's house front.
Mm-hmm.
I am running an entrance checker. I hope you can run the notes sheet because this is going to be chaos as we find another shop.
And a
With
double
a scale for
wallet
$230. Yelp. That's not something you're getting anytime fast. ZL on Prelude. Can you read off a medallion layout here as I go track more entrances?
Yep. So we have, if I can grab the tab and my computer quits trying to force close it on me, I will read off that medallion layout. We have today Fire, Forest, Water, Deku, Shadow.
Yep. Temple of Time was in the market entrance, which is not too far off vanilla here. Hyrule Castle is foolish, Forest is foolish, Skull Mask is dead, and Lake Lab is in the Colossus Fairy entrance.
Yep. Temple of Time is Child Shooting Gallery.
Thank you.
Forest probably won't be our last dungeon just because of the potential for what's on Burning Cack. Might be required.
Yep. Now that's the thing I did with my entrance checker. Whoops, turn spawns.
I buffered on the bazaar, so I didn't see what it is. Potion shop's a great fairy fountain.
Oh goodness gracious, yeah, great fairy fountain. Frogs 1 was dead. Sorry, chat, we are reading approximately 10 bazillion things and looking at a bazillion places at once. Harrow Castle, Forest, Temple of Time, Temple of Time entrance. Chest game and Adult is where was Adult spawn? I missed it. Or leaving the tent, never mind, I just remembered. Okay.
And that is Claim Check.
On the child shooting game.
Child shooting.
Okay. That's something you that's well if it's required you at least don't have to go dig for it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, and I got that sorted.
That Happy Mask is Saria's house.
Thank you. AKA useless.
Child shooting. Oh, child shooting's the windmill.
Oh, Adult Access is gonna be fun.
Hashtag find Song of Time for Dampe.
Yep.
We got a
bowling
great...
is another great fairy fountain.
Yep.
Chat, if one of you caught what the bazaar entrance was, we both missed it, so that would be great.
It was Impa House cow crate.
Okay, the backside of
apparently
it.
Apparently had cheese in it.
Oh, nice. Okay, what was that? Frogs 2 is dead. I think that was that hint. In the back of Cack. Choose in the Market Bazaar entrance.
Mm-hmm.
Good enough.
And it's a 10-pack. So that's kind of nice.
Yeah.
Hey, listen!
Cack Potion back is something. Treasure chest game is a bow!
Ooh. And we got a bomb bag in in Destiny. The boys are in Granny's Potion Shop today.
Granny Potion Shop is dead. What was the back of the potion shop? I missed it.
Back of the potion shop was. Oh my god. We literally just saw it. Why is my brain?
Same, that's the problem. Link's house is in Lon Lon Ranch today, okay. The stable is vanilla.
Oh, I remember why. It's the dumb house that Talon is in as an adult. The bottom house. Back.
Useless then. Nothing on the Great Fairy Fountain. I think they're for fair. I'm using the OoTR track created by Moraxis here.
Alrighty, and what do we got here on Malin? Malin has Bolero for us.
That's nice to have. There's another song as adult. That's a strength upgrade for fair, which is $65. Not bad.
And that's in that's fun.
No, it's fine as adult. It's graveyard. Where is this on here? Shop. Don't have indoors here. That's fine. We're not indoors. Great. Great. Let's see. Lala Ranch Tower entrance. Here is another shop of absolute uselessness. Yep. Yeah. Fair won't have issues getting money for that.
I think that was a piece of heart in the TARDIS.
Chat, can you confirm?
Let me get a whole good look at it. It's either that or it's Rita's letter.
Chat says it looks like a heart piece. Thank you. ZL4J. Okay, entrance checkers turned into a little bit saner. Yeah, apologies. Now that I can actually talk and without constantly clicking, yep. Early game is very, very chaotic in OoTR because you've got a lot going on. More especially as viewers, as runners, you can just kind of ignore the entrances. But for the sake of commentary, I like to know, okay, that entrance is dead. I didn't just forget to see. Oh, it might actually be important because that can be an issue as a viewer.
Like 3 hours in. Wait a second. Did we see bomb shoe bowling? Surely we saw it, right?
Yeah, I cannot tell what's on the wall or on the volcano as we get absolutely nothing off Dompe besides a Hylian shield. Sorry, a song in the crater.
I think it's I honestly think it's bombs on the crater, like a bomb refill.
Okay, because I can't tell.
That's what it looked like, at least. But you know, fog.
Mm-hmm. Alright, here's that strength pickup for Fair. And Jay's gonna find out the adult spawn. Did either of them check the tent entrance? They spawned leaving the tent, but I don't remember if either of them actually checked the tent. Fair did it's nothing, thank you. Because that is an actually important distinction. If you spawn leaving a place, you need to actually check what's in it.
It is Zora's shop that has nothing on it.
Okay, so I do want to keep track of specifically that it is a shop, just so I can know how many shops are left in the game, basically, is important to know. There is a difference between that and an empty house, for instance.
That was a frog one hit.
Yep, didn't manage to catch that.
Huge rupee.
That was something I didn't to see. Serenade in the Composer Grave. Just gonna head down to the lake here. Got one new entrance for now with a lake lab. Can't check the fishing entrance due to no beans and no hookshot. And also get a hint, which will be new for us. And that tells us that Song of Time is vanilla. Whatever. They really better hope that's not a required song in the windmill as we find a great fairy fountain here. Jay, you have ZL.
Yep.
Here did this earlier too. The CL is a thing you get it going adult. Jay, you have not green. You could have checked that great fairy fountain, but whoop-de-doo.
Let's hope. Let's see. For it to not be all dungeons, it has to be Minuet.
Requiem, although the odds of that with Stone Spirit is terrible. Sun's Epona Storm.
Yeah. Minuet and Suns would do it if Suns isn't required for anything. That would mean you wouldn't need to do it.
Ooh, Bow is a good find for Jay on the Field Scrub. That means that Treasure Chest game is not required. As we found the guardhouse in the back of Impa's house, which is candy for Big Pose Leader potentially, and the Skull House didn't go very far. Nocturne is vanilla. What? And if chat caught 40 and 50 skulls, I didn't.
Randobot randomized this.
Yes, Randobot randomized this. Nocturne is burning cack. My notes are a mess. 40 and 50 are both dead. Excellent, thank you, chat. And let's see what Remote Grotto has here, as well as Adult Fishing. Adult-only Skull House could be worse, honestly.
HF to Queen Goma.
For that bow, maybe?
Possibly.
It's not for those arrows.
It'd be for we could have a knife out here too, just hanging out in Tektite or something.
Yeah, Skull House is in CAC. On the shooting gallery entrance. Did we see the CAC Bazaar entrance? Because I don't have it tracked.
I don't know.
We'll double check here. I believe this. Yep, that's a shop. Sarah's hoping one of the heart pieces is purchasable, probably, but it's not because he's low on health.
Yep.
Yeah, the Kokiri shop is dead. Speaking of Kokiri, we've got a bunch more entrances coming right now due to stuff. This is our final big density of entrances. Let's see, Know-It-All House first is useless. Useless in these settings, at least. Yeah, Dampe Hut we don't need.
Lonk's house. What is in Lonk's house? Having some issues climbing the ladder.
Trying to not die to the Deku Baba and it's just have it, and yeah, just kill it. Alright, Link's house entrance. Chat, didn't catch what the CAC Bazaar is. Because I didn't catch it.
So nothing important in Link's house, just Grandy Potion. Saria's house.
Is the other shooting gallery. This might be useful. This could be our Kokiri sword if that bow's our path. Although if the bow's our path, it also tells us things about where Lens and Magic have gone off too, because we know we have free we know where the treasure chest game is. We started the game in it. That's not the problem.
Right. Well, we don't know the bow's the path. Bombs were in Boulder of Destiny.
That's true, which is a thing I need to write down on the sheet.
Well,
but then for the hammer to show up.
Yep.
Anyway, stuff to be considered for later, as we see House of Twins has another shop. We're running out of shops at this point. Although you see we're running out of most of the entrance density too at this point. Oh, back at CAC Ocean Shop, which has another strength for 55 rupees and a boomerang for 205.
Right? Makes sense with the strong suggestion of all dungeons.
Yeah. Let's see. Kokiri Forest hint here is Goron Sidious Bongo. Good to know. Hint commands, by the way, will get updated when I get a chance to, because I'm doing triple duty of restreaming, commentating, and monitoring. And with this much stuff going on, I don't have the time to check it all. Mido's house should be the front of that CAC Potion shop, by the way, due to how hints work. DMC is...
PG.
Saria's.
Nice arrows.
DMC to PG is probably Saria's song, by the way.
Yep.
Talon's Chickens is Goron Shop. That's mildly annoying.
Nice. Nice Mido skip there. Could use the nice arrows too.
It could be a minuet here, it could be a minuet having Requiem or something, because shenanigans at the wazoo with where minuet's gone to. Because basically all dungeons locks 2 songs, one of which is Song of Time, and which locks another song which is entirely unhindered in the windmill. Oh, and that's a lens in here I missed earlier, because nobody checked his price, because they don't care, but
well, they might care if they don't go and do the bombable sale, or the...
Well, Fair might. Jay doesn't.
Yeah.
Which is why he didn't check. I'm surprised Fair didn't check the price on that lens, but okay. But again, I guess Boomerang's already in there and costs 205 rupees, so you might end up going back with. Well, I don't know. It's an interesting choice that Fair did not do that. Jay.
That was the wrong backwards amount of jump she had to do.
Yeah. Also, Fair doesn't even have a treasure chest minigame hit. That was also in field.
Yeah.
Let's see. All right, give me a minute. I'm going to update the hint commands, and then I'll be back with you. And now that we have a quick second to breathe.
Well, maybe.
Or, well, okay, we've got 2 more hints coming here.
GC to Bongo repeat?
Yep, okay, that's 2 copies of that. And did Jay just skip the other upper SFM hint?
Yeah.
Oops.
Well, I mean, they're gonna run back and grab it on the way out.
I guess it's just easy to forget as, I call that one.
That's a reason to maybe skip it. Hyrule Castle is foolish. Which is a repeat, I believe.
That is a repeat. But yeah, that's mildly concerning of a hint. That's not mildly concerning. Song. Requiem being there. Well, that just might mean Minuet's the window, which would actually be good news for our runners. But anyway,
Ice Cavern.
Ice is opponents. That's one less song that could be.
What is it with Randobot torturing this poor horse?
I don't know.
And a hook. We have a hook in the outside SFM.
Oh yeah, the Glasswood Scrub Grotto.
Oh, Randobot is Zingo in disguise. That makes sense.
That would make sense, yes.
Gonna peek at Boulder Maze here now in GC. Okay, just Blue P. $20. I'm sorry, what arrows
was that
were
hint?
those?
I have no idea. What hint was that?
Bigoron is fire arrows.
Okay, well we've got a claim check, so we could go turn it in.
What's the path again to GC to Bongo?
Who knows? Right now, I think. I don't think we found anything there.
Arrows?
No, it's claim check was in Child Shooting Gallery, which was not in Goron City.
No, but we just found fire arrows. It's GC to Bongo?
No, because Bigoron's not in Goron City. That was the hint.
Oh! Right. I am awake now. I understand.
But also, sorry, Sun could do Path Creator because Requiem's at Minuet and Minuet's at Colossus for that matter. So we just don't know right now on that. Let's see. Fullest locations: Hyrule Castle and Forest Temple. Alright, sorry about that, chat. 21 minutes in, we have updated hint commands. Too much going on for me to do everything at once, but there we go.
Goron?
So we have 3 songs left that could be on the windmill. Minuet, which we don't care about. Sun Song, which we hopefully don't care about. And Song of Storms, which we do kind of care about.
Okay. Goron's shop is Talon Chickens.
Yeah, we saw that earlier. No. Oh, that's okay. That's the thing I was missing. I was trying to think about what. Okay, entrance tracker is up to date except for the CAC Bazaar, which we just. I'm assuming is probably junk, honestly, but chat can confirm it or not. At the Bongo, we don't know, Misaki. We haven't seen anything in Goron City, and there's a lot of things that can be Path to Bongo, especially because Burning CAC is Nocturne, which is behind Fire and Forest, so that could point to like the hammer. That could point to. That could point towards a Goron tunic. There's a few different things. Could be, of course, the foreshadow like Din's magic hovers, but we just don't know right now. Too early to say. Time to see what our Song of the Colossus is, and that's going to be a hint here for Jay as well in a sec.
Another forced foolish hint.
And there's Minuet at Colossus. That confirms that Sari is this path in DMC. Unfortunately, that's kind of not what you wanted to see for Farah. As I try to remember, was anyone know what that is on the Colossus Arch? I can't tell. Is Burning CAC still Nocturne? You're really going to want to hope that it's not Vanilla Storms, right? Yeah, that does give you some thoughts about magic if you looked at the lens price. Yeah, for sure, Jax. Hey, but I'm not sure that's Vanilla or Frenchman look. I still don't remember the fire color, but that is a Great Fairy Fountain on the DMT Great Fairy Fountain. With a vanilla magic meter on it.
Let's call it vanilla.
Sorry, ours looks like a Colossus recovery heart. Thank you, chat, as there's fire arrows for Jay. And Valley's foolish. That would have been nice earlier. There's the choose for Fair, who's probably feeling a little bad he didn't get to that earlier. And our DMT wall is strength 3 for Jay. Okay, game. Strength 2 for Jay, but we've seen all 3 strengths. 2 of them are in Shop Sphere 0. The third one, that one is technically bomb locked behind something. But that is all 3 strengths known for us. Doesn't say anything right now because none of them are behind any kind of paths. They're just there. Okay, Goron City Maze left is not it. Because the Goron shop entrance was Talon's house, there's 4 checks in Child Goron City. One of those 4 is Path. It is either Darunia, Talon's Chickens, Hot Router Goron, or the Path. I will be going Child Goron City on the next Child cycle for Jay. He can full clear it at this point. And it might be required at this, and it's looking like it's guaranteed logically required for something because it's Path to Bongo, and we found absolutely nothing there as adult. So DC makes sense for Jay just for the density. Bombag is potential path to Goma in field, as Fair gets the bad news about the windmill.
Bigger on.
Yeah, one still fire arrows, thank you. Okay, now that we have a bit of a chance to breathe as Jay goes through DC and Fair does stuff we've already seen, what do you think of this seed so far?
I can definitively say that this is going to be AD.
This really
I
feels
have
like the
a.
scene's gonna make us do AD for storms, yeah.
It's not like I definitively say okay these factors, but I mean in the back of my mind it's just yep, this is AD. You're doing AD. Go do AD.
And yes, Jay has sequence broke considerably to get all of his items. That bomb chew pack he got in out of one of the market entrances earlier really helped. But yes, he is sequence breaking too a lot. Yeah, this is an interesting scene so far. His entrance, the indoor CR Temple of Time itself is okay. Plus they've in a decent location. Plus they've got Prelude Star. Windmill is more than a little concerning. We don't have a Sunsong Graven, by the way, just for that side of it. No hint for Graveyard's neither foolish nor nor path. We just don't know. And yeah, we've sequence broke a lot for Jay. Fair hasn't done that, but he also just hasn't found much. Strength 2 really doesn't do anything for Fair right now, because he doesn't have adult ranged weapons for adult spirit, basically. He could do the Builder's Chest in Spirit, that's about what Strength 2 gets him. Bolero for him. We do have a lot of information so far, though. Gotten some quite powerful hints. Bit of a hot mess of hints at the same time. We've got a good amount of hints with our paths. Always hints and foolishes, and the sometimes hints aren't terrible. Also, no CSMC is really throwing me off. I'm used to seeing this round chest and thinking it's junk, but it's not.
No, they just really want them bomb shoes still.
I guess.
We got a big one! And it's got a recovery heart. Yep. Thanks, DC. We love you too.
Oh, there's Song of Storms. I'm sorry, that was the song check we were missing. So Windmill is locking Sunsong today. It's one check until it's that one check. So yeah, good thing it's not a major skull seed then. Yeah, no kidding, Kinra. That Sunsong is fine until it isn't. And Song of Time itself is fine until it isn't, given that water temples required, don't forget.
Well, that only locks one check, right?
It's 2 checks combined, though. No, actually 3 checks. There's a river chest, the toilet, and Sunsong Grave, but for AD at this point between our 3 checks.
Fair enough. I was meaning water, specifically.
Yeah. That's fair, yeah. Yeah, it's fun. I was actually just thinking about what song was left besides the windmill that we hadn't seen, and that was Science. Oops. Frogs 2 is dead, so if Frogs 2 had been required, we wouldn't be discussing the potential of AD. We would be saying it is AD. Because the Song of Storms is required for it. Yeah.
Oh, you have to play. That's right. You had to have played Storms for the
to do the rest. Yeah.
Yeah. I forgot about that little logic quirk there for a second.
Not so much a logic quirk, just as that's how the game got programmed.
That's what I mean.
Chat, by the way, how does the audio sound for Raystream? Haven't had a chance to check that, but it's harder for me to check when I'm also on comms. Peanut Donko's about to be down for Jay as Fair finds another copy of the DMC path and the ice arrows here in the Colossal's Bomb Ground. Okay, so that's what we saw earlier. Video seems fine. Excellent. Okay. Thanks, chat. And, okay, Fair sadly does not have Saria's song that's in the creator because he only just got Bolero a couple minutes ago. So he cannot Folklore Child War on City, but he might be able to show us what our path item is here as Jay takes it down. King Dodongo. Hey, very nice with the strength. That is not as easy. That making it look easy, but it's actually kind of tricky to get that timing. There's our path.
Yeah.
What did Jay just got off Big King Dodongo? I did not see it.
Another bow.
Oh, that's all of our bows then. Great. The bow's bomb locked. The bomb's bags in field. Okay. Okay, so that confirms a bow is not path in Hyrule Field because that one is as bomb locked as the bomb bag there, and if you can get the bow, you can also get the bomb bag in field, and the bomb bag gives you that bow. So bomb bag is currently our only potential path in field, and there could be other stuff. And that is just confirmed path in Goron City. Let's see what Talon's Chicken has for us. It's probably bombs, but but then we have to figure out where Hammer's gone off to, because that's locking that. And yes, this is definitely a sound effect for fair on these chickens. Let's see who's still dead. And there's Longshot. That is
our logical hook shot. The other one's
yes, it is.
locked.
Yeah. Had to think about whether or not this was accessible, but it is, yeah.
This seat is weird, yes, we agree.
Very weird. Well, the other one being bomb locked doesn't matter because Din's is bomb locked on the Hot Rodder. I guess no. Like, oh no, I guess good point. It's not AD until it is Soho because there are 3 checks locked behind all dungeons. Because all dungeons lock Song of Time, which locks the Water Temple River Chest, the Toilet in Gerudo Training Ground, and it also locks our only access to the windmill as adult, which we now know is Sunsong by way of hints and getting songs. And Sunsong locks the Sunsong grave, so it's fine until you need it, and then you're in for fun.
Fun's not the F word I would probably be using. But we'll use
fun
it.
For us. I'm not sure the runners will be happy. See, that's probably well, I guess it could still be first logical hookshot, but there's a decent chance both hookshots are available. It's just too early to say right now. We can, however, get to check the well because we can do this. So we want Lights and Sunsong Grave with Mirror and Light Trial, definitely, lol. Also, well, Light Trial itself is not our problem today. Well, also, but although that would just be rude in its own way, but we do know where all 3 strength upgrades are. 2 of them are in shops, the 3rd one's on the DMT wall. Those are fine. We have checked the price at the scale. It is 230 rupees. Nobody's checked the price on the lens, which is, well, we know is fine now, but it's a bit of interesting for logic, mostly, for Colossus access. Because we do know it's a bow on the treasure chest minigame, but nobody checked the price on the lens as Jay goes to buy his strength 3. Speaking of that,
where was first bow at?
Danpei had a no, that was treasure chest game was hinted, Field Scrub was our 2nd, King Dodongo was our 3rd that we know of.
That's logical bow.
Which one?
The bow in the treasure chest minigame is logical bow.
No, it's not. Our magic meter is also bomb locked on the DMT fairy, which is vanilla, completely. Apparently. Oh. Remember, because you need explosives to get into the DMT fairy.
Field Scrub.
You need a bomb to get in. It's a bombable grotto.
Okay. So...
You need bombs to kill the King Dodongo.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you need bombs to kill the Dodongo. You need either bombs or hammer to get into the DMT fairy get the field scrub to get into the grotto.
So we got a
it's not in
hammer out there somewhere early. most likely.
Probably, or another magic potentially. I mean, we could be another bomb bag out there somewhere. We haven't seen Teknite Grotto, which could be our field path. So just saying, but our unlogic items are Hookshot Strength 2 and Adel Spawn in the Gerudo Valley tent. Yes, GTG is a real possibility right now. Okay, well, we don't need to scale the super expensive scale for Letter Spot, because that's a bloopy. On Fair's side. Well, let's look at the fishing entrance, which we haven't seen yet. Jade's about to get a whole load of nothing off Dampe. I think everything will become quick whatever's in the fishing hunt. Maybe. I don't think we don't have a lot of major entrances left, to be quite honest. We found most of them. That's useless.
Yeah, Yeah, Jay passed up the free Hylian shield.
Toad, we have one in Logic Hookshot. Talon's Chickens is in the Goron shop. We have, and we can get in there. I think about that for a second, but we can't get in there.
Yeah, you just need a stick and fire.
And, well, stick, fire, and ZL to get into Ruby's room. This is bomb locked, as is a significant amount of stuff. Just a stick for fair, and Jay's equally out of logic. This is also junk. We do have a lot of our songs are in Zeal. They was on Prelude, they start with a Forest Med. Sarius is in the Crater. Bolero was on Malin. Requiem is on Miniret behind the Sarius in the Crater, and Prelude was our starting song. Serenade is here. Yeah. Storms is on Sarius, that's also in. There's a decent amount of stuff in Logic here in the well, actually. He's at the Colossus. We'll pick up
3
his
checks.
store.
Or 2 checks, technically not.
3 because the basement's also unavailable.
We have an Logic Strength one though. They're bomb flowers.
I think you need both Strength 1 and Dins though for that, and we don't have magic, remember. Lake Lab is in the Colossus Fair, which I didn't see earlier, because the fair didn't have explosives at the time. If you have all 3, you can drop down. Okay, point. Depends on key layout. For the Dins and Strength, thank you, Jax, in the chat. Rupee really doesn't help much. Oh yeah, Lake Lab was hinted to be in the Colossus Ferry. Right. Thanks, chat. That's something I forgot. Too much going on. I forgot to put that on my entrance tracker because there's a lot happening. The main entrances we are missing. We haven't found Bombshoe Bowling. We haven't found the Silo. We haven't found them, and we haven't found Mido's house, are the big ones. I've also managed to spaz where the guardhouse was, apparently, because my notes suck. Chat, where was the guardhouse at?
It is in...
Back of Imba's house. Why did I... Okay, that's just called my notes suck again. Great. Okay, so we're missing one Great Fairy Fountain as well, then. That was me mistracking my entrance tracker. There's a key for fair. We're actually going to see OGC here, which is something you don't tend to see very often sub-hour in the indoors ERC for Jay. Technically out of logic, because our Strength 3 is explosive locked, but it's funny. Yes, the seed is the same for both runners. It's not a race otherwise. It's not for fair. And Iron Boots are and for roars 185 and 275. Yowp!
My kingdom for a wallet.
Okay, game. Okay. Bobek is in the boulder of destiny.
Yep.
I'm really wondering what our last two path hints are, given how interesting this seed's been, as we get a Goron tunic. Well, that's not what we wanted. We would like the wallet and not the tunic, thank you. Strength 3 is logically required because you need those iron boots, yeah, for Water Temple.
The seed giveth, and then the seed giveth weird stuff.
Phelps Entity is definitely making itself known this scene. You need to buy stuff now, apparently.
On the bright side, chat, there are 3 wallets in the game now.
There are 3 wallets because Shop Sanity is on correct. None of which have been found, as Fair finds his 3rd key instead.
That's 3rd key. The basement is logical.
Yeah, Curious Storms is going to be another hint here, speaking of our missing paths for Jay. Fair so far, just finding that Goron tunic in the well, as Frox 2 is still dead. That doesn't help, game. And neither does that Heart Beast. Yeah, any of our strengths could be path. One was in Cac. Well, one was in Cac Potion Shop, which is in Kokiri. The second's in Dompe Hut entrance, and the third's on DMT. There's our bomb bag, which is in OK game. Because we had all 3 keys not bomb locked, that means we have to go check the... There's also our first wallet. Okay, okay, there's everything apparently. Now the seat's open. And Tectite Grotto's path, we don't have anything at all in field. That's
Fur basement?
I think.
Fur basement?
Oh, Fair just skipped the basement. Whoops. Hopefully it's not a thing.
There are only 3 keys in bottom of the well, right?
Yeah. Oh, chat saying one of the keys was bomb locked, in which case that's not a logical bomb bag, and this seed is still a hot mess. Yeah, Tectite Grotto is gonna suck with the prices, because the scale is double wallet locked and iron boots are single wallet locked. And strength 3 locked, which is extra fun.
How was the... Yeah, one was in the coffin.
One was on Dead
Hand, and one was readily available in a chest.
Can someone check the VOD to sanity check us all as we get nothing off Richard?
I know for a fact one was in the coffin.
I know that.
And one was on Dead Hand. It's just where the other one's at.
Yeah. Oh, there's our last Great Fairy found market here.
I want to say it was on one of the side, like the invisible side wall.
Chat. Someone in chat saying one was bomb locked, and I don't remember, to be quite honest. So if someone could check the VOD, that would be great. Cause I don't have time for it, unfortunately. While I run an entrance tracker and take notes, but and run the home command. So someone in chat will have to check the VOD. There's bowling move next door. Okay.
And it's night only.
Which is fine. Heart piece here. Night only is a little annoying though, with Sunsong being behind AD. Bullish Forest we knew, that was seen. Yes, each runner has a different bomb bag and they might both be bomb locked, although we still don't know because nobody's gotten us an answer on what exactly the entrances are for, or where exactly all our keys were. Yeah. Was that crater path to what? Volve?
That's what it looked like.
That's actually really concerning. We haven't. The only thing we've seen in there is Saria's song. Okay, let's check this entrance, then go back to that. Mask shop moved over here. We've only seen Saria's song in DMC. That would be the fairy entrance.
Rick.
Sorry, what?
I was just making a note
yeah.
that was magic.
Yeah, but yeah, I think that's the fairy entrance is gonna be our path to Volvan Crater. We know it's Saria-san for Phantom Cannon at this point. We have Spark Forest access, we have logical strength upgrades, and we've got a logical hook shot. Those are bomb locked, but yeah, it's probably starts to PG and fairy entrance to PG. Well, because by the time you can get into the DMC entrance, you've got full forest access anyway, unless Forest's hover is locked, which would be a different kind of silly. Assume it's a fairy entrance. What's our entrance? So our missing entrances, according to my entrance checker, are the front of Impa's house, which is useless, the London Ranch Tower, which is 1 check, Mighty's house, which is 4 checks, and a shop, which is 4 checks. Yay! That makes sense, actually, that the fairy entrance would be passed.
If what we think about bottom of the well is true and one of those keys is locked, it could also be our first logical bomb bag if Hammer's somewhere out there in front of it.
Oh, London Ranch Tower is in the Fountain Fairy, according to Jay just saw. So yeah, it's gonna be either Midas house or a shop in the Crater Fairy. As I scroll down here, mark tower off. Because Impa's front can't be the path. Yeah, okay. Force is foolish. Where's Hammer? That's a really good question, honestly.
In a check somewhere?
I think it's gotta show up soon, given how much is explosive locked today. Like, we're really running out of stuff, unless the bomb bag in the well is available, in which case, none of this matters.
Right.
Chat, if one of you has a minute or two to go check the VOD for the well keys, that would be fantastic, because that's a big deciding factor here, and I just don't have the brain power or screen space to manage a VOD view as, oh hey, there's hover boots, so yeah. Saria-san has to be path in Crater, basically, because there is nothing that can be in the Fairy Fountain entrance that could be path to that. So yeah, I'm really confused what path to Volvan the Fairy Fountain, to be honest. We've got a Goron Tunic, we've got strengths, we've got a... It can't be a hammer.
It's gotta be hovers for logic.
No, we just got hovers.
Oh. Wait. We did?
That was the Ocarina... I thought that was the Ocarina memory game, which needs to be tracked for JF on the restream, by the way.
Okay, so... first logical bomb bag.
No, we've got bomb bags on Boulder of Destiny and in the well-locked pits. If you can get into DMC Ferry, you can get the thingamajig off of We're sure volcano item is nothing, right? I don't actually know that serious business. Hover boots are on the Ocarina of the Memory game for J-Toad. You need to track that.
Thank you.
Chat says a key was bomb locked in the well. Thank you.
Okay, so we have 2 bomb bags still out of logic, so... Could be a bomb.
One is hard bomb. The well key is hard bomb locked because you can't get it as adult, obviously. It's the well. So currently our field bomb bag is still a potential path to Goma, but that means our hammer has to be available somewhere. And yeah, I really want to know what's on the volcano, because that might be the path. I'm not sure what could possibly be in the Crater Fairy entrance for a path to Volve, and I don't think it could be anything for path to PG. Something's gone funny here. Something's gone really, really funny.
What if it's
Song of Time shenanigans would be incredible serious business, but I think with hover boots, the odds of that are 0? Or very low. Fire Song of Time key logic can get very funny. Because about the only major thing we're currently missing for Fire Temple, is, well, the hammer, which obviously cannot be in the Crater Fairy entrance. Yeah, no, exactly, Pepperoni. Our hammer gives us our Boulder of Destiny entrance for Bomb Bag, that's fine. Sorry is locked Raccoon, so Child Spirit, maybe no, Fallon. Death Mountain Crater has been hinted to be pathed twice. Once to Phantom Cannon and once to Volvagia. That means there has to be two separate things in there. So far we found Zarya Song. That is the only thing we have confirmed found. We think the wall is junk because neither of them have bothered picking it up. We're not entirely sure on the freestanding item on the volcano. Someone said they thought it was a bomb refill earlier. I honestly couldn't tell. It's either that or it's 30 skulls instead. Or we're looking at the Death Mountain, or we're looking at the Crater Fairy entrance for a shop or Mito's house, which is 4 checks each. Except I'm not actually sure there's anything that could be path to Wolf in the Crater Fairy entrance. Jay did not get long shots. Big Yano thought it was a hammer on top of Crater. Well, that would explain everything. Wallet Pepperoni is in the Well Like room, which is also 3 key locked, but our Goron Tunic is on the Well Dead Hand, which is in logic. And Jay skipping Longshot there in Child Goron City is in yikes. It's nighttime for him now, which I think is why he skipped it, but that's a feels bad. Yeah, chat confirming. Thank you, Toad. There's Fair's first bow. If anyone in chat wants to go back in the VOD and look for what the item on the crater is, that would be great. So that's going to be a bit hard to find because we first saw it a while ago.
I don't know if we've ever gotten a good look at it either.
I know Jay checked it fairly early because he went in adult quickly and got Bolero and checked Bolero pretty quickly. I have to assume the wall's nothing because neither of them bothered picking it up, even though they could. But we only just got our ability to get the crater item, so I don't know on that. Once Jay goes adult, we'll see if he rushes it, because Jay didn't check the DMC wallhead. He doesn't know crater is double path is a different problem.
Yep.
Hammer there is really interesting because where's the logic to get Bean serious business? You don't need it. Hover boots are Sphere 0 on Ocarina Memory game. Does highest score need Song of Time and Logic in these settings? Not if they drop down from the hammer chest or use hover boots to get over there, Pepperoni.
Yeah, there's a trick enabled called Hammer through
the Song of Time blocks, yeah.
Something like that. I forget what the trick's called, but yeah, that's logical.
Yeah. There is still a way, even in these settings, for the Song of Time to be required, depending on if just the keys are on like Hammer and highest score on or something. There's a stupid edge case, but I don't happen to remember it because it's a fairly silly edge case that doesn't come up much. It could be the edge case then, and the fairy thing in the fairy entrance is AD logic. It is possible, Pepperoni, but well, someone who happens to remember what it is, I'm not sure. Okay, Toad says it's a hammer on the volcano. That would explain everything. Thank you. I'll trust Toad's words since Toad's tracking Jay and is also a very experienced runner, so you have better eyes than I do, I hope. So him for Fair, he's about to get what we now know is his first logical bomb bag. What a spot. Alright, yeah, that makes a lot of sense, and that's their hammer on the volcano's a bit goofy, but that does explain it.
It is not the first person to get all the items. It's the first person to get enough items that they can go and kill Ganon.
Yep. Which in these settings requires that you collect the items required to beat the dungeons to obtain your medallions. The medallions stones are shuffled with each other. You can see which which stone or medallion is in each dungeon in the middle of your screen. You need to collect the 6 medallions as well as hit your bow, magic, and light arrows to go kill Ganon. In these settings, do keep in mind there are a lot of settings offered by the randomizer, and your win conditions can be pretty much anything.
For sure, we will need a Kokiri sword, a hammer, iron boots,
long shot,
and
we're not missing much now that you say
Yeah.
it. We have long shot actually even.
That we absolutely have to have, but
yeah, we're actually getting a decent amount. I mean, we know where. I think is the big thing we're missing now just a Kokiri sword because we have hammer for fire. We know where hammer is for fire. We can beat forest whenever we want. Water we know where both hook shots and irons are, although either of them actually got it all.
Not with that.
No, there's the other copy of the DMC Path to Volve.
Is the hover's trick to volcano in Logic?
It is. It's always in. It's been in Logic for races for a very long time.
Okay.
Oh hey, Jay, by the way, just got a hint for Crater to Volve, so he now knows he needs to double check that volcano if he missaw it earlier. But yeah, the Crater hit with trick with Chubbers has been in Logic for a very, very long time. That's not really. It's we don't necessarily need a second wallet, by the way. That locks for Roar's Wind, a scale, and a boomerang, none of which we necessarily
iron
need.
Boots.
No, irons are 185.
Oh, that's right. They're only one scale lock. That's right.
One wall lock, yes. We need light arrows and a Kokiri sword, because what we technically need as a no mode for a race stream right now. Shoot, the sun is dead. That's our final. That's our final sometimes hint.
Okay. That's another repeat for Colossus Fairy being lab dive.
And Toad says he couldn't tell what was on the crater wall thing. Okay, I have to assume it's said because they should have gotten it. Otherwise, I'd hope that they did both mispeak the item, but no. Yeah, if you have questions in chat, please ask. Now that the seeds calmed down quite a bit, we have some time to talk. Especially because we now know where most of the items we need to beat the game are. Okay, that's useless for Jay. Even if it's not necessarily the path to Volve, Crater Fairy is guaranteed 4 checks, by the way. Oh, hey, Kokiri Path to Morpha. Give me a second to figure out what that could be. Yeah. It's for a strength. One of our 3 strengths was in the Cat Potion shop in Kokiri. And you need all 3 to buy your iron boots. Third rolls recovery card, thanks chat. And yeah, happy 1 hour. Yeah, it's actually impressive they have converged at this point, given how much divergence and chaos we've seen today.
Happy 1 hour. Make sure you give our runners a follow. Jaybone and Fur, both doing amazing on Restream right now. Tracking for us today, Tenacious Toad and Chop Suey. And co-commentating with me, restreaming, and doing a million other things in the background. Star, thank you for doing all those million things for me.
Always a pleasure.
I'm just here.
Yeah, thank you to you for keeping chat entertained while I run 10 bazillion things at once as we get a bloopy. Thanks, game. Here's our slingshot. Okay. Sadly, our Twin Goma hint is for our first logical bomb bag, apparently, which really doesn't tell us anything about where our Kokiri sword is. Given there's just a lot of stuff that's bomb locked.
Hovers were on Ocarina minigame.
Yep.
And Lost Woods.
Yeah, Jay going adult without long shot's gonna be an ouch. Let me check the hint list again. Jay should know that. Jay knows that Goron City's path to Bongo, but he also knows it's for Dins. He didn't have time of day. And we know he's not getting Sunsong, ever, hopefully, he thinks. Because that's behind 80. Bear at least will get his hovers here, which is good for him, but Jay might not get his long shot for a long time. Forest is gonna be a real snore, quite literally, since it's foolish.
Well, actually, it might not be as well. You need Scarecrow to do 3 key forests, don't you?
You do, and Jay doesn't have it set up.
Well,
We're gonna be here a while.
I was gonna say maybe we could see 3 key forests since it's foolish and you don't have to do anything. But
no, Jay does know how to do 3 key forest, I believe, but he can't do it. Fair does know how to. I don't know if Fair knows how to do 3 key forest, but he does have hovers and a Scarecrow set. So. Yeah, we have somehow eventually managed to find ourselves in the situation where we're now in the mid game. There's not much going on, and we've got time to kill. So I guess I can talk about where our group this group stands right now. This is Group L, which we have these 2 runners as well as Yo-Yo Karina and Marceau Leon 64. Morceau Lion, I guess, is perhaps a bit more comprehensible for you non-French speakers. But those are the 4 in the group. Marceau has already taken a win off of Jay. This is Fair's first match, and Yo-Yo hasn't had any matches reported on the challenge yet, though that might be out of date, to be fair. But Jay essentially wants to win this match if he wants a real chance of moving on to brackets, as it is top 2 in each group who move on, and going 1-2 only gets you a chance of moving on if you get a 3-way tie, but the odds of that are not very good. Until 3-way ties happen, because they do often tend to do that. But yeah, we'll have to see. This being Fair's first match, he doesn't have to win this match to still have chances of brackets, but would be good for both runners, certainly, to take the win here. And to that effect, I don't think we can say who's ahead. Too much going on. Longshot could be an issue for Jay, but there's also just a number of other things still missing. We don't know where Kokiri Sword is, could be a real issue. Because we have no hints for Kokiri Sword, really, at this point. It's bomb locked, but that's not very helpful a hint. Like, okay, it's bomb locked. Well, bomb lock all bows. Well, I guess, well, let's see. Actually, no, let me think about that again, because Hammer is actually not bomb locked if that is it on the volcano, because Ocarina of Memory game hover boots are Sphere 0, and you can get into DMC as adult with one of your 2 Sphere 0 strengths that were just in shops with no wallet required. Bombs do lock wallet, which locks irons. There is that. And hey, vanilla slingshot. Great game. Thanks.
Hold on, do you have to bomb open the wall?
You can do DMT fairy with hammer.
Okay. That was my
you can
question.
also get strength 3 with hammer. But yeah, you can blow up Link the Goron with a strength upgrade, two of which were Sphere Zero in shops because they weren't wallet locked. To get your hammer with your hover boots that were Sphere Zero and Ocarina Memory games there. And then Field Scrub is available for a bow regardless of whatever else. That's an available bow without bombs. What does Bomb Bag lock then? It locks our first wallet on the well-like room. It locks the other Bomb Bag on the well-locked pits. It locks Dins on the Hot Rodder Goron. Said wallet also locks a scale or boomerang and iron boots as well as for roar, so that last one's logically irrelevant. You never did see Tektite Grotto, so that could still be something in field, though it's currently looking like that path is our first Bomb Bag. We're going back for Rudy just to make absolutely sure this is nothing, given that both Goron City and Saria Song are path. And it is useless. I am assuming that the lens is probably wallet locked as well. Because Saria Song is path and crater for forest access. And Minuet's at Colossus. Because otherwise, Longshot's available with bombs and hammer now, and you don't need. And magic would be available and magic is available now on DMT Ferry, so it would be the lens that is locked behind Saria Song. Some way. Shenanigans. I assume probably double wallet locked, at which point it's likely irrelevant until it comes up later. We'll also get a confirmation on this volcano item for Fair, since he is now in crater as adult with hover boots. And yep, he's setting up to pick it up. Confirming that's hammer. Alright.
Yeah,
Random question. How long does it usually take for someone to win? It's a bit dependent on settings, since in Season 7, unlike our previous seasons of the main tournament, we do draft settings. But even with draft settings, usually for our top 64 runners, most seeds should sub 4 hours. There's definitely fewer sub 2 hour 30 seeds as compared to Season 6, but they should generally be 2.5 to 3.5 hours, 4 hours longer than 4, and something's gone really wrong.
Yep. 4 hours is we had 50 skulls required, all dungeons, and it was oops at the end.
Yeah, and something just stuck. Just terrible seed item locations. Shelter, yeah. Song of Time is vanilla, and Windmills and in child only on consumer markets, so it also locks Sunsong by process of elimination. It's probably fine until the Kokiri Sword or Light Arrows are behind those three checks there.
Hammer was on Volcano Top.
Yep. Ultimately confirmed to be our path to Volvagia in the volcano, which in the crater, which we couldn't figure out for a bit.
Because someone restreaming and doing commentary, me, can't peek that to save his life.
I can't either, but it's also just really hard to see, especially because the hammer's a very dull item. It's not like a blue pea or a heart piece where it's obviously visible. It's quite dark. We do in fact have the Jorah's Mask Randomizer, yes. We do restream their weeklies most Saturdays, although they're currently a bit quiet. On noon Eastern on Saturdays, and they also have tournaments as well that are currently not active, but someone in chat can probably link the MMR Discord if you want it. Just about every main series Zelda game that can be randomized. This does not include the Force Worlds games, Breath of Wild or Tears of the Kingdom. Mostly by the very nature of those. I don't think Triforce Heroes has one either, also because of how that game is. Basically just about every other main series Zelda has randomizer nowadays. Thank you for the link, by the way, for the MMR Discord. Basement of Fire Temple is not very helpful today. Just the boss keys. I guess Breath of the Wild has a bit of random in that you can like shuffle the chest contents or something, but it's not like the same kind of meaningful as the other Zelda rand is.
Hammer was on Volcano Top.
Yep.
Others were Ocarina minigame.
Yep. Like Joker Zero just took them a little bit to get there because due to it indoor ER and random spawns, it just wasn't very convenient to get there for a bit. Unfortunately, Ferd didn't get the one Cyclone Volvagia here. For those who don't know, the fast strat is to why he was bombing the hole earlier. Is there are actually two hitboxes of Volvagia. The one that flies around and the one you play whack-a-mole with. The one that flies around stays in the hole that Wolblast flew into while you play whack-a-mole. Oh, I missed. Oops.
You were yawning. Oh, Volcano Top. We don't know. Randobot will rando at this point. Both are very good runners. Yeah, that's about all I got.
Pretty much. Key on Volv, that doesn't surprise me. Yeah, these are both very good runners. We still have a lot of the sea to go.
While we're 2 items away from go mode could
they
be
can
in
be
2 hours. Like we
literally. Go mode could be in 2 hours, and we don't have any real idea where those items could be. Essentially,
I mean,
we know Kokiri Sword's bomb locked, but there's still enough stuff bomb locked. It doesn't tell us a lot. There's less stuff bomb locked than I originally thought, but it is definitely not the most informative of him.
I don't know. Is that Impa's house front?
I think that's Impa's house front. Which entrance was that?
Fairy Fountain at DMC.
And DMC. Okay. I probably managed to mistrack something. Meh. It's not worth anything. Oh, great. Double forest for like 2 minutes. Double foolish forest.
Alright. Everyone grab your Snuggies, your emotional support hot chocolate, whatever you need to get through these terrible, terrible times that we're going to have right now. Because we have double foolish Medallion Forest right now.
Yep, thankfully not for long. Jay's gonna be done in a couple minutes, but yes.
Hey, none of that yawning stuff. No, bad. What is the most technical part of this speed?
So that's a good question. Go ahead, you start.
So I would say it's 2 parts. So there's the actual there's the actual part of learning the tricks. Most of the tricks that are enabled, at least for the tournament settings, are relatively easy to do. I say relatively easy. Like basement, B1 skip, and Deku is probably one of the first like hard. I would say hard tricks you learn. but like there are several tricks that you just kind of learn that are semi-difficult. So that's part one, is the what do you want to call it, the muscle, building the muscle memory, building your ability to do the tricks. And then there's the logic piece of Rando and understanding how not only just the vanilla logic works, but how the changing a setting can interact with that logic. So in this case, since we have interior shuffled, you have to think about, okay, this check normally is in this spot, but because it's in this spot, that could affect how the logic plays out, if you will.
Absolutely, such as in this case, Ocarina of Time teaches a Song of Time. Okay, that's vanilla. It also locks a second song because in this seed with Indoors Entrance Randomizer, the windmill is in a child-only entrance and market. Your only way there as an adult to get that song is to go and play the Song of Time after beating Dante. It's It's basically a double song live behind OOT today, which is rather unfortunate, but that's how it goes. But yes, there's two parts to Randomizer. There is the physically playing the game, not dying, moving efficiently through the world, and, not getting lost in a dungeon, for instance, which I do sometimes.
Right.
Because my sense of direction is terrible. I don't actually play this Randomizer much myself. I watch it more than I play it. But there's the physically playing the game part, and then there's the randomizer side, which is, logic is what we refer to is what the randomizer program has inbuilt logic to make sure that the game is beatable. You're not going to have a hammer on Volvagia, a mirror shield on Twinrova, or all of your bombs and your hammer in Bomb-Locked Grottos when bomb chews are not in logic, for instance. We always play with logic in Season 7. No logic is thankfully not an option. You will be able to beat the game, but there can definitely be some rather unintuitive solutions, such as going through Dante Race and playing Song of Time to get to the windmill. That is another piece of the randomizer, is knowing these quirks and knowing where you might find items based on where you do, or don't, find other ones.
Yeah. And then there's part 3. And part 3 is called explosives. And using explosives to skirt your way in and out of logic and determining at which point you are or are not in logic. And that kind of comes as a combination of having experience with just playing the game, knowing what is bomb locked, what is not bomb locked, and knowing the logic of the seed. Because it's very simple to get out of logic by just going, oh, hey, I just unlocked this check with a bomb bag. Well, I had a bomb bag, but if your bomb bag's not logical, you can go down this spiraling path of, I'm pretty far out of logic now.
Yeah. And then it's something that's important to know is if you go too far out of logic and you start doing checks that just cannot be there, you're wasting your time. Such as, I remember having a discussion about this last week on another either main tournament or challenge cup race. If you're Rudo's letter and, I don't know, light arrows from Go mode, don't go looking in Ice Cavern just yet, because if you're 2 items from Go mode and one of them locks Ice Cavern access, you might want to do some other things first. Just in case, because there's a higher chance, because one of the two things you need cannot be there, versus there are other checks that can have both of those things you want.
Kind of a long-winded explanation, but that's the gist of it.
And this goes more or less for most Zelda randomizers because they tend to operate similarly. Right. Okay, Zelda 1 and Zelda 2 Rando being the main exception, but those are because those games are very different from each other and from the rest of the Zelda series, and so are their randomizers by the default, really, because that's just how that goes. But all of the Zeldas tend to run relatively similar on basic principles. Obviously, exact items and logic and progression is going to depend on the individual game, but the basic idea remains similar.
Yep.
That hey, listen is really distracting.
Yep, and if you are looking to get into Ocarina of Time Randomizer, the randomizer has a baby mode set. I forget what it's called. It's like beginner.
There's both beginner and easy presets, which have slightly different variants.
That are nice. They're as a starting point for getting up to this kind of level.
Yeah, they don't have any logic tricks turned on. You don't have to try and remember where every pot in the game is or anything. It's just your chests, your like mini game rewards, and your freestanding heart pieces is basically your base OOT item shuffle. And then you can work your way up there. We generally suggest you start with the basics, because even with quote-unquote only chests, NPC rewards, and like freestanding heart pieces, logic has plenty of ways to screw you over. There are some really obscure chests you never open in the vanilla game that many people don't realize exist. The Spirit Temple invisible chests in the hallway before the Adult Iron Knuckle are two of the more infamous ones. Yeah. And you're gonna get yourself stuck plenty enough without turning on Pot Sanity or Crate Sanity, or even Scrub Sanity can be kind of rough if you haven't played the game in 20 years.
Yeah, I remember doing a beginner one, and I kind of raged out of it because my last path that I was looking for gave me Stone of Agony because they assumed I didn't know where the hit grottos are because of the tricks not being enabled.
Yeah, that's fair.
And it's like, I'm looking for my hammer.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Jay never did go to the ball. He's had too much other stuff to do, understandably, with all the items he has. More reason than incentive to go back shot after Shadow then? Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah. Cow Sanity or bust, yeah. But then you gotta learn how to do the Epona stuff, and what fun's that?
Or you could turn House Cow off, since if you really hate these shooting minigames, you can in fact turn off any randomized check you want in the randomizer. If you decide you really hate the boat and Shadow Temple before the boat, the Skull and Shadow Temple for the boat, you can turn that one off. It is kind of a pain, to be fair. Although that only applies if it's Skull Sandy off. If Skull Sandy's on, if Skull Sandy's off, that's still gonna be token vanilla you might have to pick up. But like, if you really hate doing the frogs minigame, you can turn that off. There are options. It is a very, very flexible randomizer. It has been around since, I think, late 2018. It's been around for over 5 years for sure at this point.
Something like that, yeah.
And there are a lot of options. Both on the main, even just the main base branch has plenty, and then there are multiple developer branches with even more crazy stuff. I think it is possible to have well over 50. I forget what the maximum number of checks available on Real Rob's branches nowadays. With enemy shuffle and everything, I think it might be over 2,000 by now. It's definitely over 1,500.
Yep, Soul Shuffle, kind of a newer settings, kind of fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we do suggest not turning everything on possible. There is a hell mode preset. Please do not turn that one on, especially because there's also every trick in the game turned on in hell mode. And there's some really, 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 really dumb tricks. Did you know you can stop Link the Gruntleston's fire, for instance, is one of them.
Jay's second hook shot is in Talon's Chickens as a child.
Yeah, it's in the Goron shop entrance. But yeah, don't turn on Hell Mode for your first seed. Don't turn on Soul Shuffle, probably. Randomize is going to confuse you enough. We suggest not turning on so much you rage quit because you just get too lost for it. Or if you do, just be aware of what you're getting yourself into, I guess. And there are some other just funny ones. You can't turn on a setting where every single jump item, rupees, ammo refills, and whatnot is a ice trap. You can turn on bonk KO where every bonk kills you. And there are some other goofy ones. Text shuffle is an option.
Yeah.
You can even do things like turning on you can even do things like shuffling like the ocarina notes. Not just shuffling what the melody is, but actually shuffling like the individual buttons. Like you need to find C left, C up, and C right, 3 separate items to get to be able to play ZL, for instance.
You can do some fun stuff. I don't ever recommend shuffling note songs. It's cancer to your brain. Especially when you burn songs into your head of, okay, this is what I need to do. Yeah, we're not going to talk about OOTMM rando combo.
Which does exist, by the way. Shoutouts to Nax for that one. But yeah, there are lots of options. Just start simple and then you can work your way up is the general suggestion. Is it like ZMSR? You'd have to remind me which one that is at the chat, because I don't have that particular acronym off the top of my head. And yes, you can randomize the actual ocarina songs of ZL can just be C right 6 times. That is also an option. I believe it's something like randomize ocarina song melodies, which is what JD was talking about, and randomize ocarina notes, which is the other one. There's 2 separate ones. Super Metroid LTPP. Yeah, SMZ3 is what I know that combo rando is. But yeah, there's similar concepts. OTMM and SMC3.
Yep. Yeah, and in the OOTMM, your happy match shop is your link to tournament, and the clock tower underneath it, where you originally get Song of Healing, is your way back to Hyrule. But yeah, same concept. 2 games smashed together. All the hilariousness.
Yeah, that was one thing that's been interesting. Regardless, there have been some odd settings. CAMC off is definitely a bit of a personal preference thing as to whether or not you like it or not, but it definitely gives. It's one of the things I can appreciate, and I think that's one of the reasons why the race plans opted for draft settings this season, is to just change it up a bit, to give people an option to play with different settings. And we've seen some rather fun combinations in the past few weeks.
I do like this these 2 mains in tandem with each other. I think it adds a little more fun to the scene. Specifically these 2.
Indoors and shops is a common combination we've seen, just because shop sanity makes indoor ZR a bit more interesting because there's a lot of dead indoors.
Kind of similar to shuffling scrubs with grottos.
Pretty much, because there's also a very large amount of dead grottos. And yes, the Wheel and Forest Temple is sped up. That is a change as of, I forget if this is 7.0 or 8.0. It's been around a little while now.
I think it was 17.
Thank you. Shout outs to Kirox for that one.
Something like
that. I know Kirox is the one who did that. I just don't remember when he did it. Or the same change that removed the Shoot the Sun cutscene.
Practice. I mean, these runners are, I mean, they both have 200 plus runs each under their belt. Yeah, you just kind of, Inko's right. You just forget that people are watching. Just Focus on your game. Focus on the logic.
Try not to let it get to you too much. Incoherent here, another runner in our top 64. Alright, here's the other copy of Kokiri Demorpha. They're still missing some information, so double checking these, not the worst idea. Finding out its strength 3, which that will send Fair to OGC, which is good for him. He's gonna find out, oh, he can go buy his iron boots, actually, because he's the one with their wallet. Jay doesn't have that wallet yet. That one's in the well, which he hasn't been to. Though he could find one of the other 2 wallets, which wouldn't be a bad thing for him, for Jay. And, so far nothing in Shadow. Jay almost halfway through. Well, like I said, like a third of the way through. Jay's like a third of the way through Shadow. Nothing so far in here. Fair's done with Forest. He's double checking to make sure he didn't forget something in Kokiri. Also not a bad idea, given he now knows its path and is like, wait, what was path in here again? And also making, I might have also just wasn't sure which one was the adult shooting gallery. But yeah, we're just kind of in the clear stuff. See if we can find a Kokiri sword, which Jay has not had any luck with so far. There's another key, and see how it goes, because we're really not missing much until Kokiri sword or light arrows are behind AD, or even both. And then we're looking for Bruno's letter and a mirror shield.
Mm-hmm.
And another wallet, because Boomerang is double wallet locked.
Yeah. That's what I was going to ask, is how many wallet locked was that rang, but it was 2.
Yeah, but it's 205 rupees.
Oh, perfect. Just the correct amount to be wallet locked twice.
Yep. For those who are wondering, well, shop prices come in increments of 5. Yeah, J-Dude, OGC Ferry entrance is a shop with iron boots. Iron Boots and Furor's Wind. Furor's Wind is 275 rupees in the same shop. They're never getting it, unfortunately.
They received a very early hint about treasure chest game being a bow.
And they both know they don't need it because they got a bow off King Dodongo, and Jay has the wood off the field scrub. I don't think Ferris picked that one up yet. Alright, Jay here picking up Red Rupee as Fair picks up Nocturne. Oh yeah, we haven't seen 10 Skulls yet. This is going to be new for Fair. Edges are BGS. Yeah, that's nice to have.
Okay, so we can safely say Fair has a 30-minute lead now.
That's a running joke. It is nice to have and helps you battle with combat, but it doesn't actually save you half an hour, just to be clear for new members of chat. Shoot, the sun is still dead. Yeah, we have a lot of hints. For those, and so in terms of immediate, where are they right this second, Jay? About half a Shadow Temple ahead of Fair, but Fair's already done the well and has long shot, so pretty close. Big thing is definitely going to being that long shot for Jay. It's in a bit of an awkward spot.
Mm-hmm. And when you did the rest of Child Goron City, it's one check versus...
You don't have Sun Song if your time of day is bad, yeah. Hey, Hyper, raiding with a party of 3, welcome in. We're in our mid-game. We're a Kokiri Sword and Lights from Go mode. The Seed's got jokes with Shop Sanity, and if it's 80, it's gonna be a sucky one. Weekly was Jetty? Nice. Actually, yeah, no kidding. You sub-2'd it. Nice. That one. We do also have weekly races for those who want to practice but don't want just for fun and join a race. We have weekly races At 6 p.m. Eastern, starting at 6 p.m. Eastern on Saturdays and 9 a.m. Eastern / 1500 CET / 1400 British time. I think it's UTC based for that one. So the fact that Hyper's here at just before 8 p.m. Eastern means that was really quite legit. Yes, GG. Hyper, Jay looking slightly ahead? Not really. He's technically... Oh, hey, that's our first bottle of the seed. I just realized we didn't have a bottle until now. Jay's technically about a half a shadow ahead of Fair in terms of where they physically are right this second. But Fair has already completed the well, which Jay needs to do to pick up a wallet, basically, is the big thing he's missing out of there. Shop Sanity's on this one. There's also a couple other loose ends in the well, but the big thing is the wallet. And Jay's also missing a long shot from Child Goron City, because it's Talon's Chickens in the Goron shop, and Jay had nighttime when he went into the Child Goron City earlier. Sunsong is unavailable, hopefully for the entire seed for the runners, because OT is Song of Time, Indoors Entrance Randomizer is on, and the Windmill is in Child Market. If they want Sunsong from the Windmill, they need to do AD. It's fun. Seed's got jokes. We also spent most of the first hour of the seed debating bomb bag and explosive logic, but that got solved eventually with a hammer on the volcano.
Yeah, if New IT guy could actually peek volcano top to save his life, we wouldn't have the discussion. But...
You're fine. It's quite hard to peek that item.
No, I'm really bad at peeking it. The other day I thought it was a freaking heart piece, and it's Ruto's letter. But I've mispeeked Ruto's letter 4 times now, thinking it's a heart piece. Because it looks like one.
Fair doesn't know Irons is on OGC, but Fair should know that Strength 3 is Path to Morpha in Kokiri Forest. There was a strength upgrade there if he was tracking the things. Well, okay, the Cac Potion Shop was in Kokiri, and there was a strength upgrade inside Cac Potion Shop. To be specific. If he remembers that, he should go check OGC.
Well, that's nice. Got a nut upgrade.
Yeah. And Fair can actually buy his iron boots too. That there are 185 rupees in that shop. So Jay, who hasn't done the well for the only wallet we've seen this seed, hasn't been able to pick it up yet.
Okay, Link fighting the manager now.
The iron boots are the only major item of note that is single wallet locked. We had 2 strength upgrades that were that were 65 and 55 rupees in shops. The third one was on DMT. But we also have double wallet locked scale, double wallet locked boomerang, and double wallet locked Feroz Wind. The scale's irrelevant. The Feroz Wind would have been nice to have, but they're never getting it. The boomerang is something we might need to think about at some point.
No, I believe
no,
Strength
J-Dude.
1 is the only thing that is in Kokiri Force.
It's that or... Yeah, it is, because the only other thing there was a lens, and he should know that's useless.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So we know where 2 or 3 wallets are.
Oh yeah, Jay just picked that up. Convenient.
There's Shop Sanity. There's a 3rd wallet added into the pool.
Yeah, that's actually good for Jay. He might be able to skip the well until our boomerang's required.
Mm-hmm.
Then if the boomerang's required, that might get fun for him. But Jay will be able to go buy his iron boots whenever he wants. The issue for him is he doesn't have his long shot, and neither runner has our Kokiri Sword. We know Kokiri Sword is bomb locked because Hyrule Field is Path to Goma for a bomb bag at this moment, although it could still be the Tektite Grotto once both iron runners go buy their iron boots. we haven't seen it. We have seen everything else in the field.
No, it is not turned on, JD.
Nope. But yeah, we know Hyrule Field is path to Goma. Currently for a bomb bag, could be for Tectite Grotto, but if it's just the bomb bag, there's enough stuff bomb locked, it doesn't really tell us much.
Yep.
Bomb shoes on Bongo. Wasn't the seed locked behind bombs in general? Yeah, kind of, Shanu. The hammer unstuck a fair bit of it, but there's still a fair few items that are hard bomb locked that weren't available just with a hammer. The specifics get a little funky, but
it has to be the bombs because even though there's a bomb locked bow, all the other bows are bomb locked anyway.
No, you could have gotten Field Scrub Bow with a hammer.
Oh, okay. So it could be.
The Field Scrub Bow itself can't be passed because both others are available. Yeah. At least one other is available. We don't actually know what that lens costs, but yeah. There's just for Jay. Path to Goma can still be for Domain Sling since both wallets are also bomb locked. Oh, Aranya might have a very good and very goofy point. Yeah, I forgot our only available slingshots on Domain Torches because the second one's vanilla on the Woods target. It is true that currently the bomb bag and field locks the Domain slingshot.
I forget you need a slingshot to be Goma.
Yeah, because currently you need a bomb bag for domain access because our only scale we've seen is double wallet locked, and both our wallets are bomb locked. Confirmed. That was hard bomb locked, not wallet. Oh, light arrows. That's not path, but that is required.
No light arrow, huh?
Jay needs to go buy his iron boots before he can get those. He's probably a little grumpy about that. Okay, so we're a Kokiri sword from no mode. I'm gonna open a bet. Where is it? That all but kills the Sun's requirement. It doesn't, Kinra. Kokiri sword can be behind Sun Song. Yep. It can be also anywhere else in the game. Pretty much that's not effective. Or Ganons. Yeah, Sun Song just puts everything on the path, pretty much, Inko. Both OT is hard bomb locked, by the way, because Spirit Temple is a stone. And DC. Spirit and DC are stones, you need that. You need it for that, if nothing else.
You know, we'll give chat what they want. They want content. That's where it's at.
JD, don't forget to use the word that when you type it in. So to note, what AD locks this scene is it locks Song of Time, which locks the Water Temple River Chest, the toilet, the swirling water room on the right side of Gruno Trading Ground that is colloquially known as the toilet, and it also locks our adult access to the windmill today because the windmill is in a child-only market entrance. We now know by process of elimination and hints that Sunsong has to be in the windmill. That unlocks one additional check on behind the L dungeons, and that is the Sunsong grave. There's our mirror shield, which we really didn't want to see, game.
AD intensifies.
The runners were really hoping their mirror shield was in Ganon's castle to remove the visibility of AD.
That'd be a spicy one on the ring chest.
Ring chest would be a terrible Valley is foolish, I'm afraid. It cannot be there. Baronade would be interesting. I know I've seen Twin Robot Bets. Alright, oh, time to count GTG keys. Whoops. As we want to know, is the toilet the key or not? Someone in chat will need to pick the keys in the maze because I'm terrible at those. Sadly, Volvagia is a key, Jixen. Both runners have beat Vol. We know it's dead. And actually, they can't peek the maze. CAMC is off. Whoops!
Yeah. I was about to say, I see some small chests in the maze. Gonna guess half of them are keys.
I've not used the CAMC being off. We've been playing with it for several seasons, and I am not used to it.
Unfortunately, we become reliant on all these nice features that the wonderful devs make us, and then they just take them away with drafting.
Runners did do it to themselves, or well, specifically, Jay did it to them himself because he's the one who picked it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jay is able to do every other check in GTG aside from the toilet, so we will be able to determine if it is a key in there or not. Here's the second wallet for Fair. Bomb refill for Jay. Yeah, I'll probably give it till the end of GTG for Jay, I think, to close the bet, so you guys have another couple minutes here to do that.
Key textures are... Oh, key textures only. Yeah, you know... They don't exist.
Yeah, Shanu, I guess if it's AD, they're only missing a Curious Sword and Rudo's letter. Well, if it's AD, they're missing Rudo's letter, basically, yeah. Unfortunately, Rudo's letter can be just as much anywhere as this Curious Sword. And Jay would have to find his second wallet, which we know is in the well, but he doesn't as he got our... So wait, that is not a lot of... That is not a lot of keys here, just only 3 after the leg room is kind of slow. And yes, Jay knows that the Goron shop is Talon's house, he just couldn't do it. Well, you can't do it as an adult, and he was in Child Goron City at night. No way to change it to daytime, because unfortunately, Sunsong is behind AD. The odds of that being a key in the toilet are going up with every check that's not a key here for Jay. Put this down for Fair. And that is a hurt piece for Jay. We're missing 6 keys right now for Jay, which is impressive.
For 9.
Has Deep Fire been checked? Nope. Boss Key was in the basement, they beat Volv and left. Here's our Kokiri sword, never mind, we're in Nomad. Jay unfortunately isn't, but we are. So, that is closed. And serious business, you win the bet. GTG BMOS was the closest one.
How's BMOS the closest
one? The only other GTG, but I guess, okay. I was thinking GTG BMOS was closest. it's a tie between that. This GTG silver block room was an option. Toilet, I guess, is probably comparable distance, and that was the only. Yeah, those were the GTG bets. So
Yeah.
close enough, I guess. Okay, so now it's a matter of when does Fear go GTG and when does Jake do Child Goron City? Is that bomb locked? Solid question.
It's
Um,
hook locked.
Its adult spawn was Valley Side 10, so we didn't need opponents or long shot for access. And Talon's Chicken's hookshot is available without bombs.
Yeah, so the deck is hook locked. But I think that's it.
Yeah, I don't think Kokiri Sword is bomb locked, so half to slingshot it was bomb back to slingshot technically a little, because Hammer's available to solve like half the silly goofiness.
Mm-hmm.
Iron's picked up for fair, he's gonna go beat water now. Which makes sense, you need to beat it.
We don't
I
have...
think
No, it's in that room, don't you have to shoot an eye to drop the bomb, or to drop the fire?
No, it was the enemy's chest that had the Kokiri Sword, not the room
never
fire
mind. Okay.
And it's also bows weren't bomb locked, you could get it with hammer.
Yeah, light arrows are in Tech Grotto.
Yeah, Jay peeked them, he just couldn't get them because he hasn't bought his iron boots yet. And Fair hasn't seen them, but he might go check that since he knows Field is path to Goma and he hasn't quite resolved it yet. Depending on how much he's kept track of his bombs.
The only way we are going 80 right now is for
the Bosky and water.
Bosky on River Chest. So if anyone here wants CAD, you gotta start praying to whatever Zooter god you
Never mind.
that it's not right there.
When does the tournament come to an end? Whenever the last race happens. Is the answer.
Quite literally. It's gonna be going on for
a few months.
Yeah, it'll be a few months.
Because we have the group stage, which ends. Let me go find the rules document. The group stage for the main tournament, the Challenge Cup, runs a little bit longer. Where is this rules document at? Give me a sec. There we are. This list is a mess. Right, so, do I have it here?
Ooh.
So yeah, groups started on the, groups started on the 5th of January. They run 3 weeks to the 26th, I think. And then we'll have brackets, which is going to be top 2 runners from each group move on to brackets, which are going to be single elimination best of 3. So there will be 4 rounds of that. And then each round is going to take a couple of weeks because of time zone and things. If Jay's going well. So I'd probably estimate like April sometime for finishing. Because we'll have 4 rounds of brackets and there'll be 2 to 3 weeks for each, likely. The Challenge Cup is running on a similar time frame. Yeah, the density of matches will go down significantly once groups end, for sure, Inco. And that is a chance for me to shout out the Challenge Cup here. Please go check out twitch.tv/thesilvergauntlets, where we host the Challenge Cup. I am one of the organizers for that tournament, along with everything else I do. Where we organize a Challenge Cup, which is a tournament we host for the runners who didn't quite make the top 64, places 65th through 128th. We're offered the option to play the Challenge Cup, where runners can go play same structure as the main tournament this year. It is groups of 4, top 2 move on, best of 3 single elim brackets. Yeah, Jay's going to Deku. Whether or not he gets his long shot after this is going to determine a lot. I'm trying to remember what I'm trying to figure out what hint Fair is missing that he wants here. I'm not sure what it is he's looking for at this point. Oh, Fair doesn't actually have the field to go, but that was remote bottom. Whoops. There's
there it is.
Okay, there it is. He's gonna go do that now. That's good for Fair. I honestly forgot Fair hadn't. I thought Fair had all his path in, so I was confused why he was still checking paths, but that makes sense. And he's now going to go fielding to clear it out, and then be very confused as to why he's on Maga's path. Fair has already done North. Well, he's done Boulder of Destiny, but he's gonna do Southfield. He'll get his light arrows, and then he's gonna go figure out what he wants to do after that. Jay still has. If Jay goes to get his long shot after Deku, I think he's in the lead. But it's gonna depend. Fair has a few minutes here to run around field at least, while Jay runs through Deku. Remember my job. The long shot is the Talon's Chickens, which is in the Goron shop entrance.
Nice rack that we found in what you call it? Deku. Oh, you got it.
What, sorry?
Jay using a Skulltula to damage boost himself up.
No, yeah.
About missed it, but he got it. Well, there's the shield refund from Dompe that he didn't take earlier. Okay, it's gonna be light arrows for fur. Choose.
Oh, I choose.
15th skull. Jaybone. Yeah, Fur being able to go mode Deku is going to save so much time.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're gonna pop Dens twice and then stab Goma in the face with a stick 3 times and you're done.
Yeah, they're going GDG now for the density, which is the good play here. Fair doesn't need boots isn't the issue. Fair knows. Yeah, no, Jay doesn't need boots. If Jay needs a long shot. Jay knows where his iron boots are. He just needs to go buy them whenever he feels like it. It's not particularly important. It doesn't. He'll have to go do it. He's gonna take him a minute or two, but it's not the problem per se for him. He needs a long shot from Child Goron City, which is the bigger issue.
Right.
And Ferris is going to get his computer sword here in GTG in like a couple minutes, and he'll be fine.
Back into Lost Woods. Is this Talon's chickens? Definitely targeted.
Nope, sadly, it looks like... Yeah, that's a safe quit. Yeah, that is confirmed GG's, unfortunately for Jay, but GG's fair here in this case. Jay's not going back for that long shot. Yeah, this is the fastest seed I've seen personally in S7. This is I've volunteered for 4 races so far between the main tournament and the Challenge Cup before this. All 4 of those failed to sub 250. This is a significant improvement on that.
Which is incredible because CAMC is off.
Yeah, no kidding. It ended up being fairly fast despite everything. And it's indoors ER too, which just makes it funnier. I don't know if we've had any top 64 seeds that have been faster than this. I'm currently looking to see if we've had each. I think because this is going to be a. Well, Fair's going to be out of here around what? 306, 206, 207. Happy 2 hours, everyone. By the way, it'll be a sub 220 for him, I think. This is going to be one of the fastest, if not the fastest, top 64 seeds so far. I'm looking to see if we've had any Challenge Cup seeds that were this short. Challenge Cup's had a lot of 3-hour seeds. We had several closer to 4 hours. But nope, fastest CC Challenge Cup seed so far has been like a 227. You said you saw some somewhere. Gotcha, Inko. I can see that depending on the draft settings, the seed and the runners, of course. Okay, you're good at 153. Nice. Because with the draft settings, it's definitely gonna the S seed average is definitely longer. Like in season 6, I think most top 64 races were between 2 to 2.5 hours, but we've seen quite a bunch of races go close to 3 hours. I'm pretty sure there's been at least one top 64 race that's gone over 3. Probably might have been 1 or 2 close to 3.5. The Challenge Cup usually was more on the 2:15 to 3 hours last year, and we've seen a lot of 3+ hour seeds in the Challenge Cup this year. Yeah, most of the settings make the seed longer. Shops and required only are really the only majors that make the seed shorter. Yep. Scarlet hit a barely sub 4 that one. Yeah, no kidding, Hyper. I don't think we've had a 4+ hour win time in the Challenge Cup yet, but it's come really, really close. We've had multiple 350 somethings in the CC.
Yep.
And there's Go Motor Fair. 206.22, I think that was.
Chest appearance
CAMC.
match.
Yeah, go ahead.
Lights and
Sorry. Yeah. Oh, we're a later Tech Grotto. Jay's seen them, he just hasn't bought his iron boots to go get them yet.
But Jay is looking for the long shot that is in Child Goron City because he missed it because of time of day settings.
The Sunsong is not available today.
Yes, Jay does know where irons are.
Yep.
Yep. All we had to have was one required thing behind Song of Time to make this one go really bad, but
Yeah, the definitely ended up being fairly friendly ultimately. This is one of those seeds that really showcases like the benefits of sequence breaking with bomb shoes, because if you followed the logic, you would have been here for a lot longer. Because there were quite a few things you were supposed to get that hammer to get the bomb back to get other things.
yep. And that is true. Jay is losing just because of a check that he couldn't do because he got there at the wrong time of the day.
And that's kind of one of the things about Randomizer that it is something of a feels bad for Jay, in that it's basically just bad luck is what it comes down to.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can control time of day to some extent, but you can't really manage it perfectly. And it's also one of those things like, what are the odds? Like, do you really want to wait, the 2 minutes or whatever for time of day for a singular check? Like, what are the odds that's required? It's one of those just kind of unfortunate things that sometimes that's just how the randomizer goes. Like, Jay's otherwise played this really well. This has been pretty close aside from that. It's just,
Rando will
Rando be Rando. Doing Ocarina of Memory Game in Child 1 would also help us seed quite a bit, yeah. But that one's understandable that neither of them did, because with Indoor CR and Child Spawn being plus random spawns, so Child Spawn ended up being in CAC. They just didn't have a great reason to go to Kakiri for a bit. Until they got Minuet as adult, and then it became easier.
Either adult Lake here or maybe Deep Fire.
Yeah. It makes sense for him. Town's check-ins is a singular check that's really hard to round at this point. It just feels bad.
Yep. This is
He might remember it
of...
exists. He just doesn't want to make the trip for one singular check.
Right.
But that's also possibly just written it off mentally, and it's just not even on his mind for something to think about, which has happened before. We've seen it many times, and we'll see it many times in the future. Unfortunately, it's just sometimes you think you've done a check and you just write it off mentally. I've done it, or it's a key. It's nothing I need to go back to, and then it ends up being the one thing you need to beat the game.
Yeah. No, I think this is more of a...
You'll see them in a second, bartender.
What would you call it? I think this is more of a accepted, you know what, it's one check, if it's there, I lost anyway.
Yep.
Just unfortunate.
Pretty much.
Iron Boots are in OGC.
Yeah, we just saw them a second ago.
Oh.
Jay just bought them, so he's gonna get lights now and then. And no, Serenade for Jay, he's going water, which it's understandable here just in case long shots there, and plus you need to find the boss key anyway. Because this is one of those things for those who are unfamiliar with randomizer racing, is that the runners do not know where each other are. Watching each other's streams or the restream is in fact strictly prohibited and is grounds for disqualification if you are caught, known as stream sniping, because while watching your opponent is perfectly fine in a speedrun of the vanilla game where you already know where everything is, watching your opponent to find out where they find stuff is very, very, very illegal under pretty much all racing randomizer racing rules, unless you're playing with a spoiler log, is about the only exception, basically. Or maybe for like some casual race with friends, maybe nobody cares if you're stream sniping, but strictly banned in tournament races. So they don't know where they don't know where the other one is. They only know that the opponent is done when the opponent finishes.
Yeah, when they type .gg.
Yep.
.don or whatever it
is. You can sometimes metagame and try to play based on where to go based on where why you think your opponent hasn't finished yet.
Right, because
how valuable that play is debatable and is really situational, but you technically can potentially, but yeah, they do not actually know where their opponent is. Oh wait, don't matter.
I believe this is boss key in here, right?
No, it was the first chest. Map chest. At the top there. Jay just got his boss key.
Oh.
Or I think he did. It might. I thought it was the top one. It might have been this one. I'm pretty sure it was the first one. I don't think fair to change the water level again. Yes. All tournament races are 1v1. So, qualifiers to get into the tournament were large, 50, 70 people, but like several dozen people, but for tournament, like actual races in the tournament groups and brackets are all 1v1. We do host multiplayer tournaments for OoTR. I mentioned the Silver Gauntlets earlier, where we're currently hosting the Challenge Cup. We also organize the co-op tournament, and there is also a multi-world tournament that is ongoing. Co-op is 2v2, multi-world is 3v3. Multi-world is where you actually share items with your like you can find your partner, one of your partner's hookshots on your Volvagia, for instance, or they could find your mirror shield on their bongo. That is multi-world. Co-op is just strictly information sharing. You don't share the items, you just share the information, and you play the same seed of the same item placements. And that's going to be Gigi's here to Fair, going to take his first win in the group stage. Going to 1-0 here in Group L with an official race time.gg time of 2:17:33. GG. He's gonna check lab roof here, but yeah. So one thing we hadn't mentioned is that this is on a 20-minute delay, due to our stream sniping. Oh, hey, blue fire bottle, and there is Jay issuing the dot quit. So fair has been done for 20 minutes. Jay decided to quit the seed as well 20 minutes ago. Quite understandable. Jay doesn't really feel like going on the hunt for that long shot. And that is going to be it here for both runners. Let's go over to the interview scene here. Neither runner, understandably, neither of our runners opted to interview. Jay's a little grumpy, I think, about how the seed went. I did inform him where his long shot was. Um, he thought it had to be bomb lock due to the bomb bag and field path, but it ended up being for that slingshot in domain. Not JG's to Jay Ventifair. Just unfortunate luck for Jay. Fair, a member of our Brazilian community here, still learning English. So is elected to not interview as his English is not the best, but GG's to them both, and we wish them luck in their future matches. Any thoughts from you before we close it out here, new IT guy?
No, pretty straightforward seed. I did like the interior ER, but no, not a whole lot of comments about it.
No, we did have a lot of the mid game to talk about what we thought about this.
Mm-hmm.
The path interpretation was definitely a thing for Jay, though I think also just even without it, it would have been it would have been a little tricky to get back there, but yeah, he could have done Town's chickens when he did Target in the Woods if he didn't think that it was because he thought it was Bomb's path because it had to be Bombs locking both hook shots to get the Kokiri sword, but that didn't end up happening. But that's how it goes sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's about it. If you want to do our shoutouts here as I find us a raid target.
Sure. Make sure you give our runners a follow. Jaybone and Fur. Tracking for us today, Tenacious Toad and Chop Suey. And doing all the restreaming, the note taking, all the stuff behind the scenes, and making sure that we all know what the logic is. Star and myself, new IT guy. Oh, sorry, Shanu.
It goes by either. But yeah,
Yeah.
and thank you for commentating with me through all this. Quite the seed here.
Yep.
Let's see, coming up ahead on the ZSR schedule, that is it here for us tonight. Tomorrow we have two matches we have a couple of two OoTR matches and another race on the schedule here. We have ourselves at noon Eastern. We'll have Group O, Seize versus Okishi. At 3 p.m. Eastern, we'll have the Skyward Sword Randomizer weekly race. It will be on ZSR2. Seize Okishi as well as Louis Fern's Russian out of Group C at 4:20 Eastern will both be on ZSR main. We also have tomorrow slated over on the Silver Gauntlets for the Challenge Cup. We'll have a restream as well if people want to go check that out from OoTR action. We'll have Mr. Kart versus Bear Kafka. That'll be at 2 Eastern on twitch.tv/the Silver Gauntlets. But until then, that is it here for us tonight. Thank you for watching all. We're going to head over to say hi to Halologic, who's doing some practice for the Ocarina of Time Randomized Multi-World Tournament I was talking about a few minutes ago. So we'll go see how that's going. Thank you for watching all, and we'll see you next time.